Are you looking for the best mesh Wi-Fi routers? In this video we will look at some of the best mesh Wi-Fi routers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Asus ZenWiFi AX XT8. The combination of speedy performance, impressive range, and lots of extra features earns the Asus ZenWiFi AX XT8 the top spot, even if it's a bit of a mouthful. I tested the 2-pack, and the straightforward setup through the mobile app took minutes, though you have to keep the node close by during setup and then move it. Available in black or white, these units are fairly large, but they are unobtrusive and look quite classy, with side vents to help dissipate heat. Each router offers 3 gigabit Ethernet ports, which is very generous, as well as a 2.5 gigabit one port and a USB 3.1 port. At short, medium, or long range, the XT8 was consistently one of the fastest systems I tested, and speeds never dropped. The inclusion of R Protection Pro, which adds anti-malware and parental controls powered by Trend Micro, is very welcome, especially since it doesn't require a subscription, unlike most competitors. I like the parental controls too. You can set up and reuse profiles, schedule bedtimes, filter by age group, and review activity. The quality of service, QoS, option lets you prioritize activities like working from home, gaming, or streaming, and you can limit bandwidth for specific devices. The mobile app has a wealth of options, and the web interface is even more in-depth. It's easy to split bands or set up a guest network. I also found that the app recognized most devices correctly. Sometimes it's difficult to identify devices from the attributed hardware names in router apps. And there's support for RMesh, which means you can easily add other Asus routers to expand your Wi-Fi system. The dedicated backhaul channel, the way the router speaks to its nodes and vice versa, is extremely fast, ensuring you get the full speed of your internet connection even from that node you placed near the backyard. Number 2. TP-Link Deco X20 AX1800. This affordable package folds in parental controls and antivirus protection while delivering decent coverage and performance, making it ideal for an average family home. I tested the AX1800 3-pack, and it was very easy to set them all up. The 3 routers are quite small and sport a cylinder design that blends in well. There are 2 gigabit Ethernet ports on each. Coverage and speeds are okay, falling well short of the Asus XT8 but beating the Eero 6 below. The app is straightforward, and it's easy to set up a guest network. TP-Link's HomeKey is free, and it enables the antivirus protection powered by Trend Micro and robust parental controls. It's a breeze to set up profiles with time limits and scheduled bedtimes. There are basic filters by age, and you can review activity on both the app and website. The quality of service feature lets you prioritize activities like gaming or streaming or set priority devices. Importantly, you can split 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands to show as 2 separate Wi-Fi networks. This is handy, as some smart home devices only operate on the former band. Similarly, there's a mixed mode for WPA2 and WPA3 security. Only a few devices work with the newer WPA3 standard, and some routers force you to choose one or the other, which can lead to issues. This mode ensures all your gadgets are on a compatible standard. The web interface is basic and doesn't add much, so I preferred using the easy-to-use app. However, it's a little slow to update, and settings are still limited. It didn't recognize many devices and listed obscure hardware manufacturer names, making it tough to figure out which devices to add to my kids' profiles. Number 3. Eero 6 Mesh. Amazon's Eero 6 Mesh system is one of the easiest to set up, offers fairly wide coverage, and delivers stable connectivity. It's an elegant system, available as 3 identical routers or, a bit cheaper, as a main router and 2 small nodes. The Eero blend in on a table or shelf, though the compact design leaves no room for any ports. There are just 2 gigabit ports on the routers and none on the nodes. Although the basic Eero 6 was one of the slower systems I tested, particularly at longer distances, the speeds from the nodes were close to what I got from the main router. There were no drops, and it proved adept at sharing limited bandwidth. The mobile app is straightforward, giving you an overview of connected devices with the option to pause the internet and set up a guest network. I was also able to create profiles, group devices, set schedules, and fix bedtimes. Unfortunately, content filtering, other parental controls, advanced security, ad blocking, and activity insights require an Eero Plus subscription at $10 per month or $100 per year. Eero is an Amazon company, and its routers come with Alexa support. Enable the Eero skill, and you can pause the internet with a voice command through your Echo device, which is very handy when your child won't get off the computer to eat dinner. The Eero 6 router supports Thread and can pull double duty as a Zigbee smart home hub in the same way Echo devices can, allowing you to directly connect some smart lighting, smart locks, and other Zigbee devices. Matter support is rolling out to the Eero range this year. Number 4. TP-Link Deco S4. Most mesh systems are expensive, but the Deco S4 from TP-Link is a solid choice that is too spendy. Sporting a familiar cylindrical design, this 3-pack of routers offers pleasingly wide coverage and stable connectivity. Setup through the Deco app was straightforward and trouble-free. Each router has 2 gigabit ports, and this is an easily scalable system. You can wirelessly link up to 10, with additional nodes at $50 apiece. The S4 is a dual-band system and the only recommendation in our guide that does not support Wi-Fi 6. But I was surprised by how well this system performed, coping admirably with multiple video streams and gaming sessions. While the range is generally good, speed drops off swiftly with distance and obstacles. If you don't have the internet speed or devices to take advantage of Wi-Fi 6, or stability and range are more important to you than outright speed, the Deco S4 is still a good buy. As TP-Link's budget mesh offering, the extras are bare bones. There are no additional security features, and the parental controls are limited, but they include basics like filters and time limits. COS only covers device prioritization, and as a Wi-Fi 5 system there's no support for WPA3 security. But you can split the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands and create guest networks. Finally, the Deco app is a little slow and basic but deliberately simple. Anyone who likes to tinker or check up on the speed their ISP delivers will be disappointed. If you can stretch your budget to the frequently discounted Deco X20, I think you should, as you will get Wi-Fi 6, beefed up security, and slightly better performance. For busy homes with several folks online at the same time or connections above 500 Mbps, you should go for something more powerful. But if money is tight, this is your best option. Number 5. Google Nest Wifi Pro. Mesh systems don't come much simpler than this one. You don't even need to install an app to use Google's Nest Wifi Pro 7/10. Wired recommends, because you can add it via Google Home. These shiny pill-shaped routers come in packs of 1, 2, or 3. There are 4 colors, and they are small enough to sit unobtrusively on a shelf. Each router sports 2 1 gigabit ports. Setup is super simple, as you scan QR codes and follow feedback on positioning for a strong signal. The backhaul employs the 6 GHz band, and you must keep your router and nodes relatively close together because it has limited range. Each router is supposed to cover up to 2,200 square feet and can connect up to 100 devices. Coverage and performance were solid and consistent, and testing was refreshingly free from glitches and buffering. But the Nest Wifi Pro came mid-table in raw speed at short, mid, and long range. The Wi-Fi section in the Google Home app is barebones. Scant options include guest network support, parental controls, safe search, scheduled downtime, adult website blocking, and prioritization for specific devices. But this is chiefly a mesh system for folks who don't want to have to configure anything. Nest Wifi Pro also has built-in Thread and Bluetooth LE, and will support Matter very soon, so, like the Eero, it's a good choice for folks with smart home devices. Disappointingly, it is not backward compatible with older Nest routers, and the Nest Wifi Pro does not have any special security software. With gigabit ports, this system is no good for anyone with a faster internet connection. But for folks pulling down 1 Gbps or less, this is a reliable, straightforward mesh system that you can set and forget.